An art journal tutorial, Live, Love, Laugh by Creative Katie. I'm using my Dylusion paints and I'm testing out some techniques. I use the ghosting, masking, and stenciling. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss any upcoming videos. So I have the page gessoed and I'm using vibrant turquoise in the Dylusions paints and I'm applying it with the blending tool. I'm moving very quickly here because I'm not sure that the ghosting or paint removal technique will work here. But as you can see, with the baby wipe through the stencil, it is lifting the paint to give you that same effect that you can get with sprays and other things. It wasn't difficult for me to remove the Dylusions paint, so but I don't know how long it would take for it to dry and be unable to be lifted. So give it a try. I'm just doing both pages and I'm just getting to know my Dylusions paints. Just have no plan on this page at all, other than just throwing some color on the page, playing with my stencils, and just getting the feel of these paints. Diane recommends just wiping it off, the stencils, with a dry paper towel. I find I need a baby wipe to do it. Giving it a quick dry. The paint dries very quickly, but I just want to make sure that I can move on. In between, with the blending tool in the spine of the page, I couldn't get the paint with the blending tool, so I just painted it in with a paintbrush. So I'm just using pink, and again, I don't have an idea here. I end up pretty much covering the whole thing. In retrospect, I think I should have just done here and there. As you'll see, the page gets to be extremely busy and extremely bright. These paints are vibrant, if nothing else. There I'm going with just a dry baby wipe, and it's not working. So I'm spraying it with my mixture of Murphy's Oil soap and detergent, and it comes off a little bit better. I'm using, this is an altered book, just an old book I got from the thrift store. Going with the purple, and I'm using the same stencil. Again, I think I could have just mixed up the stencils a little bit, not had it all over. But sometimes you just gotta play. So you see me cleaning off the blending tools on the side there. And I'm following Diane's recommendations that just put a little bit on the blending tool and rub it on the craft mat, and then apply. So using a little bit of blue. So now that I've created this ultra busy, bright page, I decide that I'm going to get out my masks that my friend Yvonne Gaybauer and I had cut. Now I use this craft bond, Elmer's craft bond, on the backs of the words. You let it sit for a couple minutes and then apply it, and it becomes removable. So I'm just going around my flower masks that Yvonne cut out for me and placing them here and there. As I look at this now, I wish I would have just left the word stencils or masks on top, because I go in later with the blending tool and touching up all the little spaces in between. Wasn't a big deal one way or another, but it would have been easier to had I just left the masks on. So these masks were cut out of some kind of vinyl that were from posters that were going to be thrown away. And Yvonne cut them with her Cricut machine. Worked really well. They're not super thick like regular stencil material, and they fold. They're very pliable. If you don't have flower stencils, cut some. Download a picture of a flower that you like and go with it. So after doing that, I get out my white Posca pen and I'm outlining all the flowers. As well as the word. And I'm not sure how much doodling I'm going to do on this page. At this point, I'm thinking that I might go and make another line around it. I really like the technique with using the black to really make things pop. And it really subdues an extremely bright, colorful page. So the theme of this page is just enjoy, laugh, just smile. And flowers always make me smile. I find the Posca pen does really well on the Dylusions paints. It's very smooth. The Posca paint pen tends to, if you hit a bump or whatever, kind of splatter a little bit, and very little of that on these pages when I've done that. So that's a plus. So I'm using Yvonne Gebauer's technique, and I stamped on a piece of clear plastic and put it over just to make sure that it was going to fit in each of the flowers. Yvonne has done cards and scrapbooking for years and years, and I've learned so much from her. Please check out her page, her YouTube channel. Lots of really helpful ideas in there. So I'm stamping the words in the bigger flowers, live, love, laugh, and that is a stamp collection that I got from Michael's. And then this is from a letter stamp that I also got from Michael's. I believe both are the Recollections brand. And I'm stamping the little asterisk in the middle of the smaller flowers. Now I have the black, I use black StazOn. And then I had purchased some white StazOn. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I would not recommend using the white StazOn. I can get an effect much easier using white acrylic paint with my stamps. But I have this, so I'm using it, but I find it doesn't quite give me the bang that I want. So I'm putting some white asterisks on the black. And I really like that idea. I do go in momentarily with my white Posca pen or my Uniball Signo and go over all the words, the black and the white, just to make them a little darker. I really wanted more of that contrast. There you see me doing with the Uniball Signo, and then there you see me with my black Posca pen. These are my two favorite pens for using on my art journal pages. So I went off camera and did all of that. Now the eye wasn't dotted on the stencil, so I just took a bit of the teal paint and the bit of the pink paint and dotted the eye, and I'll be outlining that later with my Posca pen. So I'm getting some white acrylic paint, and of course I put too much out. That never happens to anybody. And I'm using the stylus, and I'm deciding to put 3 dots on each petal. I just thought that going all the way around it might make it a little too busy, but I like this technique. If you don't have a stylus, you could use the tip of a small paintbrush, a pencil, even the head of a pin put into a eraser of a pencil. So I'm being careful to not smudge. So starting at the top of the page and moving down. And like so many pages, all the little additions after the fact really seem to brighten this page and really make this page special. Decide to dot the middle of the black asterisk with white paint and dot the center of the white asterisk with black paint. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel, and you'll be asked to select select it to get notified. If you select that, you will get notified by email of upcoming videos, so you'll never have to miss them.